Please be advised that Little Miss Recap contains adult language.
He should be sitting on the porch rocking in his chair, talking about measuring his blood sugar.
I check my blood sugar and I check it often.
Hi, and welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast that, I don't know, all we need is a city, a martini, and you, Stephanie.
Me, really? I don't know about that. Not this week. Christ.
I don't know about you, but a meadow does not particularly sound... Oh, I shouldn't say that. I would like a meadow.
I like a meadow. I
like a meadow.
Whatever.
I feel like Summer is a meadow type person, so I automatically don't like meadows because I hate Summer Wheatley so much.
Thank you. Same.
She's got to be the worst character.
I know, I hate her so much. The worst.
Guys, Stephanie's having a week. Why don't you tell us what's going on with those bees?
Oh my God, you guys. I don't even know where to begin. Like, anybody that's even hanging on through this next couple minutes, like, I'm just sorry. So we went on vacation, came back, and let me just preface by saying that every summer we always have a bee problem. Yellow jackets, hornets, carpenter bees. I have lots of trees here. It's just a whole thing. But this year, for whatever reason, when we came back from the beach, yellow jackets decided to take up residency between my bedroom and my son's bedroom. And they made their way somehow into the windows. And I woke up Saturday morning with yellow jackets on my pillow and about 40 of them in the window, in my bedroom on the window. And they were all in my son's room and Jake's room. It's been an absolute fucking nightmare. And I can't even. My husband's in the hospital. As you know, he had surgery. He's fine. But it's just been it's been hell, you guys. Our husband. Yeah. Our husband's in the hospital. One of our husbands. And it's been a fucking nightmare. So we always spray. Like, I spray every year. We're constantly knocking nests down, whatever.
Wait a minute. You're destroying nature.
I am. I'm destroying the bees on the ranch. The ranch at Ferdinand.
I'm telling you right now, dude, it's been so bad, you guys. Like, if I don't have a drinking problem by the end of this week, there's going to be one. There's going to be some kind of addiction.
Okay, so one of my greatest fears has always been bees in the wall.
I know. I know.
Yeah. So, I think I'd burn the house
down. Don't think it wasn't contemplated. My brother's a fireman, and I actually texted him asking how I could get away with burning my fucking house down. So, long story short, as short as possible. My brother-in-law came over a couple of days. I don't even know what fucking day it is, but anyway, my brother-in-law is here and my sister, and thank God they helped me seal up some teeny tiny cracks on my window outside. Absurd, ridiculous.
These yellow jackets, man, they are out for blood. They are out for blood.
Oh, it's bad. So anyway, we've been on the roof. I was actually on the roof trying to knock down a net. I can't, there aren't words. But anyway, it got to the point where it was a bigger problem than we could handle. I could handle on my own. So I had to call a freaking exterminator. And he came and sprayed, and there have been no issues since. Thank freaking God. It's been fine. But it's just been a week, dude. And then my internet crapped out yesterday. I've been juggling working from home and working at the hospital on my laptop, and somehow got a freaking virus from the hospital that threw something into my modem that I couldn't connect to the internet yesterday. So I was at the Comcast, the Xfinity store, getting a new, it's just, you know how that's it's just too much. Yeah. I quit at life.
You're having a week.
Yeah. I'm quitting at life. And that's just where I'm at this week.
This was a week, guys, where I talked to you, Monday? You still had not watched Sister Wives.
I know, dude. It was
I mean,
bad.
that gives you an indicator of what kind of a week it was.
Yes, because that's my like favorite show in the whole world. I've been watching since the very beginning. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't like I couldn't even function here. It was like it got to the point where Sunday night I sat on my kitchen floor at like midnight and just sobbed because I didn't even know what else to do anymore. Like, I was just like, I quit. I'm throwing up my white flag. I fucking quit. Someone bring me drugs.
So in summary, this is why your Yellowstone was not out yesterday. And now we are up at the crack of dawn before Stephanie has to go to work to
Mhm.
record this.
We
So
are.
it's like 8 a.m., guys, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we're getting this out. And hope you enjoy it because it's butt ass early. And I told Stephanie, I'm like, you know what? I told you to take the week off,
I know, but you know me.
but
I don't
she
do
needed
that.
to talk about the ranch. She just needed it.
I needed an escape from my bees, from my husband and hospitals and
Well, the good
kids.
news is Hubs is coming home when? Tomorrow?
Hopefully today or tomorrow. We don't know yet.
Okay, good, 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 good. What's it? Oh, tomorrow's my mother's birthday. Please don't let me forget. Tomorrow's my
Oh,
mother's
God,
birthday.
okay.
Jesus Christ. I keep like in panic looking at the calendar, like, oh my God, when is her birthday? It's tomorrow. Okay.
So I always do that over my in-laws' anniversary, which is August 3rd, I think. But
Mm,
one year we forgot it and they were super pissed at us. Like
really?
my in-laws expect nothing from us.
Right,
Like
right,
truly nothing.
right.
Like we're so spoiled it's not even fun. Like I know we are.
Yeah, yeah, they're good people.
They're wonderful people. But the one thing that is a thing for them is that we don't forget their anniversary. And so
Really?
isn't that super strange? Yeah,
That's
they've been
kind of
married for like
weird.
56 years or something.
Yeah,
55,
yeah.
I don't even know. It's been a long time. Um, but yeah, we forgot. So like I actually have it in my calendar now and I make my
Mm-hmm.
calendar remind me like a week ahead of time. So
Mm-hmm. So you could get the card.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And they don't even care. They just want to be acknowledged. It's so funny.
You know me, I'm like this with events. Like I like people to acknowledge my
Uh,
birthday, which we are close to my birthday month, and it is going to
no.
be. I'm calling it this year, Amy Archer Extravaganza. The entire month of
Yes.
September is going to be dedicated to my birthday.
I love this so much because I love my birthday as well.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
you know what? And I know we bring up your dad and my gram all the time, but I'm going to bring them up again. My gram always made a huge fuss about my birthday.
My
And I
dad did
just feel
too.
like I'm keeping the tradition now that
Mhm.
she's gone. And I'm making a huge fuss about my birthday. Hmm.
For fucking sure.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
funny little thing about my dad is so he obviously my dad never forgot my birthday, but what he would always do is for whatever reason on Queen Elizabeth's birthday, like they would always make an announcement on TV, like, oh, it's the Queen's birthday. My dad would always call me and say, oh, I had to call the Queen and wish her a happy birthday.
Oh,
So now I would get 2 birthday calls every year. Funny.
aw.
Whatevs. But yeah.
My gram had one of those cards that you open up and it plays happy birthday.
Oh yeah.
And she got it from somebody like 25 years ago. So she would call me every birthday and just open the card up and it would start going off.
Oh, stop. That's the cutest. That's the cutest
Yep.
ever.
Yep.
I will say my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, well, mostly my father-in-law, but Daria will join in too. But they call everyone on their birthday and they sing happy birthday to at like 7 o'clock in the morning. It's the sweetest thing. I look forward to it every year. It's really cute. They're the best.
Why have you never asked me to sing happy birthday to you?
Have we heard you sing? I've heard you sing. Never want to hear it again.
Dude, it's horrific. I don't know what happened to me at the baby factory. They just put the vocal cord in wrong or something because the stork's claw must have penetrated my vocal cord. It's not working right. All right.
Holy shit. Oh my
All right.
God.
Let's get into this shit show. We are talking Yellowstone season 5, episode 6, cigarettes, whiskey, a meadow, and you. And I need to cleanse my palate and get ready for my Beth and Summer Wheatley rage.
I have it too.
All right. So we're going to do this one a little different just because not much happened. So we're just going
Yeah.
to we're just going to do the 3 different locations.
Oh,
So
cool.
we have Jamie's location, we have what happened on the reservation, and then we have the ranch. Okay?
Ranch. Yes. I'm
All
here.
right. So let's knock the little ones out first. So let's start with Jamie. So Jamie wakes up and he's next to Sarah Atwood, and I mean this woman is beautiful. Do
Oh
we
my
agree?
God. Oh my God.
Like
I
he's
c-
looking
like
at her back and it's like flawless. Like
I
my
know.
back would have crinkles on it, pimples, ingrown hair, rashes.
No, it does not. I hate
Gargoyle's
you.
back.
That's not true. I hate you so much. It's not true at all. Oh my God. Mine might have like a mole or two. Actually, I'm just covered in fucking freckles. Who am I kidding?
So she says, he's like, why do you like me? Like, why are you playing me here? What's going on? And she's like, you're a 6 foot tall Harvard Law graduate, Eagle Muppet lawyer, and the second most powerful person in Montana. She's like, it's not like you're a loser, dude. And he
She's the
says,
only one that thinks that, I think, though, because I think he's a fucking loser.
would I bang Jamie Dutton?
I would not. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna lie. All right,
I
all right.
would.
I totally would too. Who am I lying? Who am I kidding? I mean, who am I lying to? When that scene opened, I even made like a note to myself, like every once in a while, and it's not often, but every once in a while, I'll catch an angle of him, and I'm like, he is kind of hot.
Mhm.
But
He
then he
needs an
goes back
eyebrow
to,
trim.
but then
He
he goes
needs
back to Eagle Muppet. Like it's not, it doesn't last long. It's like a brief moment,
he
and
needs
then I'm
an
like,
eyebrow
oh.
trim, and he needs to let his hair go a little looser.
Yes, it's that like perfect coif of like the
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
not into.
Mhm.
But he's a handsome man. And once in a while I'm like, "Oh, I see it."
Here's
But
the thing about him.
it's fleeting.
I think he wants to be a holdie, but he's not pulling holdie off. He is
He's
not
not.
holdie. Mm-mm.
He's not. You know what it is? He's too buttoned up. Like
Yeah.
he's sewn
Yeah.
too tight or something.
Yeah.
And I just
Yeah.
don't like that. I need a little more mess.
We'll get to the true hotness in the show later when Walker
Yeah.
takes the
Oh,
stage.
we will. I know.
All right. So he says, I have a
And
good beat on my appeal as a man, and it doesn't add up to you. I thought that was a good line. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, you know what you're capable of pulling.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she wants to know why they're not governor. They have sex in the shower. And he says, if you find me a way to make me governor, I'll give you your airport. And she says, help me put the brakes on the fire sale. Now, did you see them sitting on the couch later? And what was your initial reaction to this? When they're sitting on the couch naked.
Ew. Who
Okay,
sits
number
on their
one,
couch naked? That's gross.
who sits on their couch naked? Number two, he's completely naked. We think he's at least shirtless.
Mm-hmm.
And he has on his Apple Watch. Did you see this?
I know, dude. He's gross. I can't. This is what I mean. He's like
I
not
know.
really hot, but sometimes he
know.
is. But I will. I just want you to know, if you ever come to my house,
Hmm.
you can sit on my couch without worrying about having to get like someone's butt juice or something
I
on
thought you were going to
'cause
say
I would
can sit on the
never.
couch naked. I was like,
No,
no thanks.
no, you can't, and I don't either.
What kind of indecent proposal is this, Robert Redford?
No, Amy, no naked butts are on my couch. Just saying.
Okay. Listen, I also want to shout out the backdoor friend, and you know who you are, who left us a review and said, I would totally bang John Dutton. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mhm. That's the kind of backdoor friend we need.
Yes. Love it.
Okay. So they're watching the news, and the fake news is so bad. Now, you and I worked for a news station. The fake news is so bad. They don't even say the name of the guy that died. They put up his picture,
Sure. Oh my God.
and he looks like diabetes. He looks like that dude, Wilfred Brimley.
Oh my God. That's what I said.
Yes, he looks just like him. And they put him up there, and they just call him local cowboy and former head of Fish and Game. You don't say his name?
Amy, this is why you and I are so fucked up, because in all of my notes, I just referred to him as diabetes.
Yeah, he's diabetes.
I
So
got diabetes.
the
I check
news
my blood sugar and I check it often.
so the news anchor goes, well, some might question the priorities of our governor. This news anchor thinks our governor is right where he needs to be. This would never happen. Stephanie,
Never.
this would
It
never
wouldn't.
happen. Your
Especially,
executive producer would be screaming at you to shut the fuck
right.
up and don't take a political stance.
But I also think that there's certain things, like I remember when I worked for the news, which wasn't that long ago, like they actually weren't allowed to choose a side.
Exactly. That's what I'm
You're
saying.
not. Yeah, like
Like,
that would never
Fox News,
happen.
CNN, MSNBC, they're different. They're cable news. That's
Totally
different.
different.
You are not going to see your local, you shouldn't see
No.
your local anchor being like, I love Trump or I hate whatever. No. Mm-mm. So,
Although I would love to hear somebody say anybody say they
al-
hate Trump.
although I wonder if we're sliding into that. I really hope we're not.
It's scary, right?
So Jamie says, my dad is tough to beat in a fair fight. And Sarah says, I don't think we should let him show up to the fight, Jamie. Dun, dun, dun. What does that mean?
I don't know. Are they going to kill him?
That's
Like,
what
I
I'm
don't know.
wondering.
That's what I wonder too.
All right, now we're going to head over to the reservation.
Yes.
So Mo is chilling, eating breakfast with the fam. Love Mo. Love him
I
so
love Mo.
much. And all of a sudden, the entire table starts to shake. Now, I will say this. I grew up 100 feet from a train rail.
It's across the street from my house.
Yes.
I know. Yes.
And I can remember everything in my bedroom would shake when the trains would come through. This triggered me a little bit.
Yep.
So they notice there's military helicopters flying overhead. He tracks them down and discovers that there's an event being held, but Chairman Rainwater knows nothing about this.
I know.
Mm-mm. The Secret Service is there. They just start shooting stray dogs.
I can't.
Now, this would not happen. Would this happen?
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to say it wouldn't because these days, absolutely nothing would fucking surprise me. I would
Secret
hope.
Service listeners, please come at us and tell us if this is one of your jobs.
Secret Service listeners.
Like, seriously, if you're in our backdoor friends and you work for the Secret Service, you probably can't say anything. So send us an anonymous email.
Anonymous, yeah, but you can also post anonymously, right?
There you go. Post anonymously and let us know if part of your job is protecting President Biden, that you just have to shoot rabid dogs or not even rabid, just loose dogs.
Oh,
like if Stephanie's walking Shirley MacLaine down the street,
don't you dare!
Shirley MacLaine gets loose. Does she get shot on sight?
Don't you dare!
Dude, that's what's happening. These are people's dogs.
I know, but my Shirley MacLaine was shot at, and that scares me.
I know. Mo freaks out. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then he puts two and two together and realizes the prez is coming. Okay. Yep. So now I have a couple notes because let me read the next scene and then I want to talk about who we think the president might be. Okay. So Rainwater arrives and he realizes this was all set up by dun 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 supervillain Angela Blue Thunder, who talks like that through the entire time. I
hate her.
She says the president is coming to Broken Rock.
I hate her so much.
Rainwater's like, she goes, it's time the president sees us. And he says, Obama saw us. He stood right here. And then 2 years later, he ran a pipeline through our land. I have a note on that. Just hold on. I'll get to it. Okay. So the president is here to endorse Martin. Because, the president of the United States has nothing better to do than fly over to Broken Rock and endorse this weirdo, Martin, who they want to take over the role of chairman. And Rainwater says, let him. I'd give him the endorsement back if he gave it to me. All right. So here we go. This is a note that I found on some article that I was reading. Okay. It was a legitimate source. Like I'm not finding this on, like housewater.com or something weird. This is from like US News or something. Okay. Before taking the stage, Rainwater brings up President Obama's relationship to the Dakota Access Pipeline. and his later silence on the project, despite earlier promises to Native groups. Obama, and he repeats the line, Obama visited Standing Rock 2 years before he tried to run a pipeline through it. Presidents don't even see us when they're standing right in front of us. So ultimately, the Obama administration did halt the development of the pipeline towards the end of his presidency. So I guess why everyone was upset is he said there would be no pipeline. They started to go through with it, and Obama stayed silent. However, he did do something towards the end of his presidency where he halted the pipeline. So he came to his senses, decided he wasn't going to do it. This decision was immediately reversed by an executive action issued by President Trump after taking office, furthering construction of the pipeline. So there we go.
Okay.
All right. Now, I wanted to know who you think the president is, because Kevin Costner at some point in this episode calls him an idiot.
Well, he's obviously, I don't know. Do you think it's like a Trump situation?
I don't know, because the timeline doesn't match.
Doesn't match. I know. I don't know.
Is it Biden?
Oh. I didn't think of that.
We don't know. Now, a lot of people, myself included, always assumed Taylor Sheridan was like this huge Trump fan, right?
Yeah,
and was
yeah,
writing this
yeah.
from a very conservative point of view. But I found this article that says when promoting Wind River, which was a movie that Taylor Sheridan wrote, he had some less than kind words for President Trump saying, "Can we just impeach that motherfucker right now? Like, what are
Ooh.
we doing? I don't understand. He's just so embarrassing."
Wow.
And then he ended up kind of like not walking it back, but like softening it.
Okay.
And we know Costner's a liberal. So
Yes.
like, I don't know who, unless they're making a statement, and they very well could be, unless they're kind of making a statement by having John call the president an idiot, that like all of them are crooked, all of them are idiots.
I mean, my initial thought is that because he doesn't seem to even, I mean, in his own office, doesn't seem to choose either. Like he hates all of it.
Yeah, I'm feeling like he's probably gonna be like a libertarian.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I can see that definitely, for
like
sure.
a true libertarian, not like a Rand Paul libertarian.
No, like a real one.
Like a Ron Paul libertarian, like a true libertarian. Yeah, I agree with you. Because at first I was like, oh, it's got to be Biden. But then I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I don't think, like, so a lot of people, even in our Facebook group, have said, you know, that they don't watch this show because it's too right wing or whatever. I don't feel that it is. I think that's a really big misconception about this show.
I don't feel that it is either. And there's an article, and I'll share it with everybody at some point when I find it again. There's an article that talks about how well they talk about the native and indigenous peoples, and they don't paint that out. Like, they are not on the side of the white man in a lot of these shows. You know what I mean? Like, they do a really good job of showing the realities of what happened and how that is still at foot today. Still afoot at play, afoot today. So listen to me. I'm like the king's pajamas. Did you hear that podcast? I go to Amanda. He's walking around like he's the king's pajamas. She's like, nope. Nope. I'm just notorious for getting sayings wrong.
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words.
All right, so now we're going to the ranch. You ready?
I'm ready.
Buckle up. So we open on some cowboy shit. John and Rip and Beth arrive at the horizon line, and John is all horned up over the beauty of this land. He's like,
I was too.
It was beautiful.
I was too.
I think I read that this ranch is, did we talk about this? That the ranch is like 700,000 acres?
Yeah. It's beautiful. I mean, it's literal heaven on earth. Truly it is, for me anyway. I mean, just throw an ocean on the other side of one of those mountains and that would be my heaven on earth.
It's truly unlocked for me, yeah.
I know.
So Beth is ruining this for him. She wants some vodka, and John rides off pissed off, and Rip says, honey, you got a mean streak as big as this damn valley. And Beth says, this is not beautiful to me. Like, one man should not have all of this. This is too much. She says, I want a meadow with a little lake or stream in a place no one knows about but me. I don't like they talk the way they talk. I don't like to share the things I think are beautiful. And he's like, darling, every time I look at you, I know what you mean. Like, nobody
Oh
talks like
God,
this.
no, they
Stephanie,
don't.
do you and Pat talk like this?
No, Amy,
No, nobody does.
no,
Nobody
no one
does.
does.
No.
I will say that throughout, I figured out, okay, so I've been having this like back and forth thing in my own head about Rip because I love Rip and I think he's so hot, but like physically, I'm not attracted to him. He's not my type. There's nothing about him that he's just not my type, you guys.
Just the
okay?
fact that he like tucks in his shirt and wears really tight jeans is a
Yes.
turn on for me.
But you know what it is? There's something about his sweetness. And that's what it is that I'm attracted to. Sorry, that was an alarm.
That's okay. It's his sweetness, but it's like it's what we've always been attracted to. The toxic man that is super toxic on the outside, but we think there is just this sweet little hurt broken boy inside.
But I think there
That's
really is
the
with
whole
him.
there is. That's the whole package. That's what we find attractive.
I don't think Rip is really like toxic. I don't feel that from him.
No, but Rip no, I disagree with that.
Really?
Think about the way he treats Carter. I think he perpetuates that machismo. Like, you got to be a cowboy, you got to be tough, do this, do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think
you're
he's
right.
I think he only reserves that softness for Beth, in my opinion.
No, you're right. You're right.
But I do agree with you that there is genuinely a sweetness in him.
There is, but I guess my thing is like with the machismo thing. At least most of the assholes that I've encountered in real life are that way in all areas of their lives.
Yeah,
so,
even
like,
in private.
the fact that he even reserves his sweetness or whatever for Beth is a lot for me because that you don't usually see that. At least in my experience, I haven't.
Well, to be fair, how are you going to be mean to Beth? Like, that's a tall order to top. You know what I mean?
I know.
Oof.
I know.
So
Right.
now Summer is left at the house and she's just wandering around and she comes out to the area where they're going to have the party when the cowboys return. Let's talk about Monica.
Please. Can we?
Monica
All right.
has become a mindless puppet for the ranch where she just talks about, I don't know, like how great Beth is. And it's so fucking weird. Is this the part where she talks about the cities?
It is.
It is. And she talks about how like the land, the ranch is the real nature and like cities are just an abomination. And it's like, what? Where is the Monica that used to push back against John Dutton?
I know we lost her.
What
this
are
is
they
my
doing
biggest
with her character?
I don't know, but this is one of my biggest gripes is that they have turned her character like she's not even the same person.
No.
Like at all.
No.
And I think
not.
that's what we loved. I mean, I never really loved Monica the way that you do, but
I did.
I mean, I liked her enough, but the thing that I loved about her was, that she still held on to her, I don't know, beliefs, and I don't know. I just feel like they've morphed her into, like you said, whatever, a ball licker of John Dutton, but there was no evolution of it, I feel like.
No.
It just happened. And that's where I take issue. Like, there was no, like, we didn't get to see it play out where, like, there was a buildup or, like, it just one episode, like, they just threw it in there and we're like, whoa, what?
The conflict always was, like, she and John Dutton were always at odds, but battling for, like, Casey's soul, right? Like, she knew that Casey didn't belong on the ranch and she wanted Casey to have the life with her. He wanted Casey on the ranch. Now she just seems to have acquiesced to, let's just live on the ranch and buy into it and just everything.
Do you think it has something to do with the bonding over her dead baby, John?
No, because I feel like this has been happening all season.
Okay.
I just feel like, why is she, like, even like, she's like, we got to go to the branding. Like, what? Like,
all right. Just to change, I'm with you. I don't get it either. But just
Yeah,
to real
weird.
quick before I forget, the one thing you guys are gonna think I'm such an idiot. The one thing that jumped out to me about this part of the show was how the fuck does Summer Wheatley not know how to peel a potato?
Summer Wheatley angrily peels one potato, does a
No, she's
horrible
like
job, and
she doesn't
throws
even know
it
what she's doing.
onto
Yeah.
throws it onto a pile.
How does she, if like hear me out though. When you're a crunchy hippie, like they claim this girl is, you know how to
Mhm.
peel your own fucking potatoes and make your own meals. She no, this does not fit. Like, I know
Right,
it
I could
sounds
see
so
if she didn't know
stupid,
how to, like, fillet a fish,
fish, or
because
yeah,
she's
like
vegan, but
or gut a deer. Like, of
right,
course. But
right.
the whole like she didn't know what to do with the potato peeler, I couldn't. That I hate
It's
her, and I
weird.
just hate her
It's
even more
weird.
now.
So, we have Casey and Tate coming across some cattle, and Tate just wants to cowboy.
Yep.
We see lots of shot of the cattle and cowboy in, and Beth yells to Rip, like, "Don't ever call this work, because this is amazing." And you
Yeah.
know who's loving this cowboy shit? Clara.
I know, I saw that. I know, I actually thought that was like endearing though.
I thought so too. I love her.
Mhm.
Now, Summer finds her way to a graveyard where, I don't know if you clocked this, the graves are splattered in blood.
I saw
What
that and I was
happened in
like,
the
what
graveyard?
happened? Yes, like are they like just murdering people in the graveyard? Like, is that where they take you to like off you? Like, let's just go shoot you against a headstone so we
I
can leave
have
your blood
no,
splatter? Like,
no,
what?
because we know they take people to the train station.
I
So
know
I
it
don't know
makes
what's
sense.
happening.
I don't understand. I saw
So
that too. It was confusing.
So Monica sneaks up on her because apparently this is just a little skip and a jump from the main ranch, which
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
No. Mm-mm.
And she says, "This was my family's land before it was theirs,"
Mm-hmm.
and seems to harbor zero resentment about that fact.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then Summer sees baby John's grave, and Monica says, "When I say we give everything to the land, I do mean everything."
All right, I
Okay.
have to say something about this.
Okay.
This annoyed the shit out of me
Yeah,
because,
because you got in a car accident. You didn't
yeah, you
sacrifice your
didn't
baby for the land.
know. And like, let's face it, all dead people go in, like, all right, not all, but like the majority of dead people go in the ground. That made no sense.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
even from like a logical, like it just, that
But
line
where's
made
the
no sense.
sacrifice?
I
Like,
don't
she
know.
got into a car accident.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. That was weird. This
Taylor
whole part
Sheridan
was
needs to,
so,
like, get off his meds. I don't know what's happening
yeah,
here.
like this whole thing with the two of them was so poorly, weirdly written that I
And
hate it.
we know, like, this is what I'm talking about with Taylor Sheridan. Like, we know what he's capable of. We saw that amazing scene with John and Monica
I
last
know.
week. What is this?
I don't know. It was a big miss, though.
So, meanwhile, Rip whisks Beth away to a little place exactly like the one she had described, and he says he had wanted to marry her there where there was no history. And then he presents her with smokes and some whiskey, and she's like, "I'm gonna fuck you right now. Like, let's do this thing." And
This annoyed
she
me too.
says three things make her feel good: cigarettes, whiskey, four things, a meadow, and you. And I just wrote, she's dying this season, and this is where he's gonna bury her.
Oh, fuck. You keep saying that.
I'm telling you, they keep, it's just a vibe I'm getting
You're
from
killing me with
Beth.
this.
It's a vibe I'm getting. I
I
don't know.
know. And I
I don't
hate
know.
it. I hate this
Like,
vibe.
things are too sweet between her and Rip. Like, some things, I don't know.
I hope you're
Guys,
wrong.
come at us if you think that Beth is going to die in the meadow.
I really need to. No, I'm being dead serious. Please, if anybody is listening, please go to our Facebook group and tell us what you think, because I need to know if Amy's the only one feeling this, because I didn't pick up on it at all. And I don't know if it's just because I'm oblivious, because I'm just so in love with her that I can't even fathom it.
I'm feeling Beth and John. This is it for them.
Shit.
I do. So that night, John is waxing poetic, and he and the old cowboy, diabetes, go to sleep under a tree. This man, justice for diabetes, because this man
Serious.
is 117 and should not be having to do this cowboy work.
No.
He
And
should be sitting on the porch rocking in his chair,
his
talking
wife.
about measuring his blood sugar.
I check my blood sugar and I check it often.
If you don't know what that is, guys, you're not as old as us.
No,
And that's
you've
okay.
literally never watched television ever.
It's okay. It's all right. So the next morning, Ryan is whining that there's no coffee. John tries to wake up Diabetes, and he's dead. He did.
Poor Diabetes.
He rings up Clara. He's like, we're gonna need that satellite phone after all. So he brings over the satellite phone, and Clara's like, oh my God, this dude is dead. Like, she has a reaction. And John says, life ends, that's part of it. His ended good. I refuse to feel sad about it, and you should too.
No, I hate this. No.
Okay. I just covered an episode of Little House with my sister over on Gen X. This is why.
Uh-huh.
And Paul says to Mary at one point, or to Laura, he goes, what does he say? Don't talk back and don't cry. And then he goes on and tells her something. And this had that feel to it, like that, don't cry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this was a thing. And I thought I just would love to say that to my kids just once. Don't talk back and don't cry. Here's how it's going to go.
Just shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. So everyone is horrified. And John says, Diabetes died on the trail like every cowboy dreams of. And I just wrote, how do we know he was not murdered? Was there a murder investigation? I don't know.
John was sleeping next to him, wasn't he?
I wrote, how do we know murder was not afoot?
Afoot is the word of the day, you guys.
It is.
I want everyone listening
to
today to say afoot somewhere in your day. Fit it in. That's your homework.
So Monica's waiting for her mens to return, and everyone is real happy when they do, except for Diabetes' widow, who gets the old John Dutton ride up, and we all know what that means. John Dutton's riding straight towards you, no Diabetes with them. Diabetes is dead.
This wife broke my heart.
The wife, yeah, it was upsetting. I feel like there was some awkward physical
There
touching.
was totally.
I wonder why John did not take his cowboy hat off.
I thought that too.
What a true cowboy
would take their hat off first. I promise you, I thought the same thing. Yeah.
Then I realized something must be going on under that hat, because we have not seen him without that hat on like all year.
I didn't think of that. You're right.
Maybe in his divorce, his wife ripped out some of his hair.
Well, he was balding anyway for years. You're right, though.
Kevin Costner, come closer. Embrace the balding, dude. Just embrace it.
I know.
Just embrace it. So now we get, the press sees him consoling the widow, and they're all over this. And then Linnell, Dinah from Guiding Light, shows up, and she's watching too, and it's kind of getting her a little warm under the skirt. She's all excited about this. So now we get some wrangling and roping, as I call it. They're wrangling and roping those steer and pulling them close and branding them.
And I hate that.
John and Linnell discuss his very inappropriate pardoning and consequential sex enslavement of Summer Wheatley. I still can't get over this.
And she admits she's jealous.
Yes, it's bad. Like, you can't do this.
It's bad.
She also says, I notice there's never any ugly women in spots around you. Then she tells him she is a little jealous, but she's got a new dude. And then she says, you need to go and see the president. He's like, I have nothing to say to that idiot. He can come here and watch me on the ranch. So I guess, fuck the president. I don't know. So now we have some music playing, and he wanders over to Summer Wheatley, and they have a chat, and he wants to dance with her, and she says, ask your MILF senator.
Ugh.
And he says, just for once, I'd love to have a simple relationship with a woman. And she says, then find a simple woman or stop sending mixed signals. Now, I want to talk about something very important in this scene that I clocked that I doubt anyone else did.
Okay.
But this is an Amy Archer original.
Oh.
They get some corn. They get some corn on their plate from Gator. Him and Linnell early, right? The corn is still in the husk. And they walk around for like 25 minutes talking to other people. They even dance. And that corn is still sitting on their plates in the husk. What is the plan with the corn?
What? This is... An Amy Archer original. What's the plan with the corn? Oh my God. Maybe they're
We
going to
all
give it to
know.
all the children. So then
We
they're
all
children
know
of the
that
corn.
you butter corn immediately
Yeah.
while it's still hot, and you put tons of salt on it, and you
Mhm.
eat it, and you spike your blood pressure. We all know how to eat corn on the cob. What are they doing?
Why is corn on the cob so good?
Oh my God, I have some in my fridge that we got from a
Ugh,
little farm stand.
I love it so much.
But dude, why are they just walking around letting that corn get cold and sit in the husk?
I don't know, because they're stupid dum-dums. They're
It's so
dum-dums. John is
okay.
like in these fake relationships that don't make any sense. Like I this is actually annoying me because I don't understand, like these two women are so completely different.
Oh
How is he
yes.
like banging both of them? Like I don't understand. This is the worst
He belongs with
storyline.
Linnell, and until they
Yeah,
get that back together, I'm boycotting the Summer
same.
Wheatley thing.
I hate the Summer Wheatley thing.
So now we see Lainey Wilson singing a full set, like we have a full concert.
Yeah.
And she's staring at Ryan, and my man Walker comes over.
Mm,
And
mm,
he's
mm.
like, I'm just gonna jump up there and sing a song while you guys dance. And this is what I'm here for. He gets up and he sings Nobody Knows My Trouble, which is like one of my favorite songs by him. And then I noticed something about him that I need to talk to you about. He has, now you know me. I like
Mhm,
a well placed tattoo, but I also don't like overly tattooed because it triggers me. It
mhm.
reminds me of my ex husband.
I know.
However, he has tattoos on his hands, and I think that is the sexiest thing.
On his hands?
Yes.
Really?
Do you like a tattooed hand?
I actually hate a tattooed hand. Tattooed
Mm.
hands gross me out, and I'm
How
gonna
about when
tell
it's
you
playing
why.
guitar and it's like all worn like it's been working?
So, my grandpa had
Oh,
tattoos,
oh no.
and he had
Oh,
like a
was he like in the
weird
Navy? Was he in the
yeah,
Navy? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And he had like this weird, like all of his, like, my mom was like one of nine. So he had like all of the kids' names tattooed down his arm. And I just remember thinking it was so gross because as he got older, it just looked like blob on skin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I personally don't like tattoos on hands because I think your hands age faster than the
Mm.
rest of your body. I know mine have. And I just think I personally don't like the way they look. It's just a thing. I
I think
love a
they could be
tattoo
hot.
though. Like
Could
for
be hot.
me, I don't want a tattoo on your hands, your neck, or your face. I don't care where else they
Mm.
are, but those areas I don't like them on.
I think we can be in agreement about the face. The
Mm.
neck,
I don't like a neck tat. Nope. 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 Nope.
it
It's a
depends.
little
I
trashy
mean,
for me.
I got a little
Mm-mm.
trash in me. I'm not gonna
Dude, I'm full of trash. I'm the epitome of white trash. But
lie.
it's just not, I just personally don't like it.
Mm.
There, you know what it is? There's something that I love about, this is fucked up. Like a guy that's like dressed really nice and you
Uh-huh.
don't know that he has tattoos until he takes that shirt off. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
No, but there's something about a neck tat or like a hand
Mm.
tat. Like it leaves nothing to the imagination, and I just
See,
don't
there's
like that.
something with me where I like where somebody looks like they just came off a job site, they're in dirty clothes,
Yeah,
they're
I get it.
dirty,
Yeah, I
and
get
they
it.
got some hand tattoos, and they whip up a guitar and they start playing an original song that they wrote that is amazing.
Well, that's hot. There's something about a hand tattoo though that makes me feel like you're doing heroin. What is
Mm,
that?
okay. I don't know.
I don't know either. It probably makes zero sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like dirty, but like not like dirty because that's hot when you're like working at a job
Mhm.
site. Like I get
Mhm.
that. I
Mhm.
just mean
Mhm.
like dirty as in like they don't take care of themselves or like I don't know. It's just a thing. I disagree. That's like one thing. Well, not just one thing. One of the few things that
This
you
has
and I
been disagree on. This has been Amy and Stephanie's internalized misogyny corner, where we just talk about how much we love toxic men and objectify them.
I
So there you go.
know.
There you
Although,
go.
I mean, I've objected the shit out of Jamie's Sarah, whatever the hell her
It's
name
true.
is.
It's
I
true.
mean, no one's off the
So
table here.
while Hottie McHottie Ryan Bingham is singing,
Ugh.
Beth and Rip are watching, and Beth says that Rip is sensitive and she loves that. Some chick asked Carter to dance. And then John asked Linnell to dance, and she reluctantly agrees and says she would marry him. And I made up this word. She would marry him if he wasn't so duttony. I feel like that's what she's saying. And then my closing thought, guys, for this episode is, how are all of these women not jumping on stage and attacking Ryan Bingham?
I know, seriously, he's the
'Cause he's so
hottest
hot.
thing. He's so hot.
He's
How?
hot. He's
It's
hot.
almost like he's one of those people that's so hot it's almost hard to believe. Like, I can't stop looking at him.
He's exactly
'Cause
my
he's-
type too. He's
mine
like
too.
90 pounds soaking wet. He's tall. He's
He's
adorable.
the epitome of everything that I love. I love him
Yep.
so much.
Yep.
The
Yep.
hair, the singing, the guitar, the body, all the teeth.
guitar, the guitar does it for me.
That
Did you see the
smile.
Barbie movie yet?
No.
Oh my god, I loved it so much. Part of it is the Kens are trying to like woo the Barbies, and they all are sitting on the beach with an acoustic guitar singing.
Oh my god. No, I don't have anybody to see it with.
Oh, you got to see it when it comes on TV. Like
I
when
will.
it's streaming.
I definitely
It's
will.
so
But to
good.
go to the theater, I don't have anybody to go with
And
me.
your boys would like it too.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's really good. It's like a great statement on the patriarchy. It's really good.
They would like it.
All right, girl. Thank you so much for talking with me about the ranch.
The ranch, my favorite time of the week.
We'll be back next week to talk about the ranch. If you haven't already, guys, check out our coverage of Sister Wives, which will
my
be
holy
going on,
grail.
which will be going on Patreon for episodes 2 and beyond. So episode 1 is free on the free feed. You get a little taste, a little try before you buy. And then we'll be putting it behind the paywall. And we're also covering 90 Day The Last Resort, which is a delicious shit show.
I wish I could get into that.
That is going to remain free for everybody. So that will be on there. Okay.
I did love your coverage with Amanda, though, on Sister
thank
Wives.
you.
It was really great. Because that's that show. Between that, I don't know which one is more my thing. Sister Wives or MAFS.
You love MAFS.
I love
I do too.
MAFS. That's
I do
my
too.
jam.
Amanda has, like you, a freakish knowledge of Sister Wives. And so a new segment is going to be, I'm going to try to stump her at the end of every episode.
Oh, I love this.
So maybe you and I can come up with something that we think will.
Oh, I love that
stump her.
idea. I love it. I love it.
All right, guys, subscribe
Awesome.
and jump into Backdoor Friends if you can, and give us a review. Some people have been leaving reviews, and we appreciate it. We love you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Give us a
And
review.
we'll see you next week on the ranch.
Bye.